Hello and welcome back to the Wisconsin Department of Corrections Sex Offender Registry. Today's specimen is Daniel Joseph Gastelum. He's a 65-year-old non-Hispanic white male here. And we'll take a quick peek at him. Yeah, there is a chomo right there. Kind of looks like one too, don't he? Anyways, we won't dwell on that. Let's see what he's in the registry for. Let's see here. Here's his case number. Possession of child pornography. We're not going to call it that anymore. We're just going to say possession of child sexual abuse material, because that's exactly what it is. What I like about the site here in Wisconsin is we're able to click on the case number for further details. So not only do we know where this guy's going to be living or where he lives and his picture and all his info, we can check out his court cases too. And here they are. He was actually charged with 2 possession of child sexual abuse material charges. Not 1, 2. So, what happened to the second one? Well, we'll find out in a little bit here. Actually, I'll just tell you. View case details. I like this. We'll take a peek at this here. And it's not 2, it's 10. 10 possession of child sexual abuse material charges. Kind of crazy. So what had happened was they ran the second one concurrent with the first one, and then they dropped the other 8. And what did they give him for it? Let's see. View history and details of charges and sentences. Very nice. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison for 10 charges. Well, okay, 1 charge. But you see, the public doesn't know that unless they check the registry out or follow these court cases. So he got 3 years in the joint, and he got 5 years of extended supervision. But here's the main thing. He was put on the sex offender registry. Now, that just doesn't mean that you're going to get your picture posted and people know where you're at. There are certain things that these people have to follow, if you want to call them people. Let's go over what they are. Right over here. Look at this. Notes. This is not fully all what he has to do, but it's pretty much a lot of it. And that is an awful lot for somebody to have to follow through and not mess up. So let's go through a few of them. He has to submit DNA samples, comply with any conditions imposed by an agent from the Department of Corrections. He has to fully cooperate with, participate in, and successfully complete all sex offender evaluations related to risk and treatment. He had an issue with this. I guess he's still going through this stuff. You'll find out during the hearing here. But also he has to participate in and successfully complete all sex offender services deemed appropriate through the sex offender evaluation process. And I'm not going to go through some of this, but I'm just going to jump down a little bit. And we have not have contact or attempt to contact with anyone under the age of 18 without prior agent approval unless accompanied by an adult sober chaperone approved by the Department of Corrections. Contact includes face-to-face contact, contacts facilitated by third parties, and any other forms of communication, including but not limited to telephone, computer, mail, or any other electronic or scientific means. So he can't be around, he can't talk to kids, he can't have nothing to do with them. And he can't be present in a location. Now this is important here. Cannot be present in a location that is frequented by minor children. Okay? Anyways, we'll jump down here. Oh, here's another good one. Not possess material marketed to children, including but not limited to clothing, written material, toys, and games. Okay? So he can't wear a Scooby-Doo shirt if he wanted to. He'll go back to jail. That's awesome. It says, not gain or attempt to gain access to the internet without prior agent approval, nor possess nor view any material that depicts any intimate parts of a child or adolescent. So, of course, no more child sexual abuse material for him. Anyways, there's a little bit more here. I'm not going to go through everything, but this one's pretty good too. Not establish, pursue, nor maintain any dating, romantic, or sexual relationship without prior agent approval. That means the man can't even go out and get a girlfriend without asking his agent first. Kind of like that one. Yeah, well, the guy's married anyways. Just figured I'd fill you in on that one, so it really doesn't matter. Let's see here. One more thing. He has to submit to the polygraph examination process as directed by the Department of Corrections, and he has to pay for it as well. That's pretty sweet. I like that. So anyways, there, Mr. Gastelum. We'll see you in the hearing.
Daniel Gastelum? Okay, you can come on up.
Full disclosure, Dan was a customer of mine, but
Just you.
Okay, really quick. Do you notice how the guy in the middle there said he was a customer of mine? Well, that's because this guy runs the sex offender treatment program, or he's part of it. One thing I don't agree with is him being on this board, because he's familiar with this guy, and they may have made friends with each other. You know, he may have schmoozed him up a little bit. Who knows what goes on? So, I mean, I just not a fan of that. It should be people that are not biased in one way or another.
Okay. So this is your first time appearing before us, correct?
It is.
Okay, so we're going to ask you to tell us what you were arrested and convicted of. When you tell us the offense, please don't mention the victims by name or relationship. Okay? And then at one point, we're going to want to discuss any treatment that you may have received. You do have the opportunity to do that in closed session, or we would remain in public session. Do you have a preference?
Public's okay.
Okay. So if you want to go ahead and tell us what you were convicted of.
I was convicted of viewing and downloading child pornography.
Okay. Let's go a little more in detail. How'd you start doing that? Were you looking for it?
No, I was under a lot of stress. I don't want to sound like excuses. When it happened, I was adult pornography addicted, and so I would search for that. And I guess there are things in the computer system that will pop things up on your screen.
Oh, so it's his computer's fault. Well, we got Lion Pinocchio #1 going on here. And here's why. That stuff doesn't pop up when you watch adult pornography. It never pops up. You have to search for it, and we all know that.
And one of my pathologies, my counselor tells me, is that sometimes you need more graphic things to get the same type of release, and I think that was my issue. So I really appreciate Pablo, because he's really helping me. Until I hadn't a clue. Even through 3 years of prison, I didn't have a clue. I have more of a clue now.
Okay, so he just admitted he doesn't have a clue. 3 years of prison, been out 5 months in this sex offender treatment program, and he still doesn't have a clue. That to me is a giant red flag. How can it not be? It's a giant waving red flag.
So, was this an ongoing thing that you were viewing it, or was it like a one-time deal?
So I'm raised Catholic, I would, when I first did it, I was like disgusted with myself, and I stopped it for a year. And then, another stressor hit me, and, I go back to it. So to some extent, I'm kind of happy that, I can't say happy, but I am relieved. I don't know if you've ever felt like there was always a gun to your head or guillotine to your neck or something like that. And I don't feel that way anymore, because it's kind of out in the open. If I can honestly say for the record, I really hope that society, and I'm going to try to be a part of this.
He's going to try and be a part of it. It sounds kind of familiar. Like, when the predator catchers go out and they catch somebody, and the guy's like, well, can I join your team? I can give you some inside information.
Here's our way to build some, I'll call it medical help, So when a person starts to go down that route, they do it once, they can go out and get help in that. My big thing was why I didn't get help was I thought I'd go to jail. And obviously I went to jail anyway. Stupid of me. But, yeah.
Okay.
So,
And then how did it come to the police's attention?
I guess some download probably they picked up. Well, obviously that's what happened.
Okay. And so then they showed up at your house and what happened?
Showed up at work.
Okay. And then what happened?
Then they went to the house and did a search.
Okay. And then did you cooperate with the police?
Entirely.
Okay. And did you go to trial?
No, I pleaded guilty.
Okay. Okay. We have a lieutenant from the city of the Green Bay Police Department just to confirm. He'll have a copy of your criminal complaint, so we just confirm with him that what you're telling us is accurate.
Hi, good evening. Sorry about the technical issues before, but I did have an opportunity to review the criminal complaint, and one of the discrepancies in the criminal complaint was that there was information from search engine data that indicated he was specifically looking for child pornography in his search engine, so it wasn't just a matter of looking at adult pornography and having a pop-up of a child pornography image. There was evidence in his search engines that he was looking for that material. But other than that, everything else was accurate.
Let me correct that. What I meant was that's how it started.
Yeah, he corrected that one real quick, didn't he? What I meant was that's how it started. No, it did not start like that. It was not a pop-up.
But then I did look for it. So sorry if I misunderstood.
Okay.
If that's how it started, but then I went searching for it.
Okay. All right. Does any of the board members have any questions about his offense? Okay. So then you pled guilty, you went to prison, you got 3 years initial confinement, and then now you're on 5 years of supervision. Okay. And I'm assuming that while you were in prison, you probably didn't get any treatment. You weren't there long enough.
I tried, but they said because it was initially indicated for not, that, once I got out, me and William Stern, my PO, we arranged for it.
Okay. So, you are enrolled in, sex offender treatment.
Yep.
So tell us about how long you've been going, how often you go, and what you've learned there.
Okay, so it's coming into the 5th month now, 4 months complete, and never missed a meeting. I'm missing one today, but right now. And then Pablo Cerna is the leader with Hager Institute. And so, I knew there was the guilt, stress thing, I knew all of that, but what I didn't know was ways to help myself, ways to find help, to understand even what was going on. So it's been a really good program to learn about, things that happened in my childhood that probably had a direct impact on what's happening today. So, I can start putting, because the big thing for me all those months in prison was why? Did I destroy my family? Did I destroy my life? Why? And, I'm learning more about that. And, it's a progress thing. So I'm not there.
There he goes again. I'm not there. So what's that tell the board? He's not ready to be out there, right? I mean, there's another red flag.
And I won't leave until I am there, because I've hurt my family badly. Not to mention the fact that, I tried to mitigate things by, and he'll tell you, the files are mostly old files. They're because I tried to mitigate it by thinking that I could do this without having real victims. But that's not true. Because guys like me, we make a market. You make that market, and some kid somewhere is going to hurt for it. So I can tell myself there's no real person here. That wasn't true. And I'll live the rest of my life trying to make amends.
Do you have an answer to the why now?
I have the reasons why it's probably started, and now I'm learning about managing myself and all of the things that are part of my makeup because of that. Because you don't escape from that, it's there. And now it's just a matter of becoming an expert at that.
So what is the why? Why did you search for child pornography?
The why is because I needed a release, physical release. I wasn't getting it from adult pornography. The physical abuse I received as a child probably has a big impact with what I'm familiar with. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So, okay. I'm sorry, I'm not very eloquent at this.
No, that's okay. So, you mentioned that you did it because it was a stressor. You were under stress and things like that.
Sort of kicked me into it, yeah.
Yeah. So how are you going to cope now when you have stressors that come up in your life?
Well, one, the stress is gone. Half the stress, 90% of the stress was the fact that I was doing it. And that I knew it was wrong. And
okay, so wait a minute here. 90% of it was the fact that he had the stressors, and the stressors are now gone, but the stressors were that he was doing it. So, he said he was under stress to start with, and that's why he started doing it. So, now this to me is extremely puzzling. I mean, it leads me to believe that he's been doing this a lot longer than what we really know here. But, I mean, that's just me.
I didn't know why. And a lot of it I wanted to not remember, not recall. Now that I haven't been through a lot of that, it's not a draw. I don't know how to say it anymore. It's not a, where before it was like pressure building. I'm going to be homeless, but I don't feel any pressure.
And in comes the victim card.
And then how long are you enrolled in treatment right now?
There's not an end date.
Okay. And is it SOT 1, 2?
I don't know.
I saw that on there.
No, it's referred to.
Does it say?
No.
Okay. And it says that you've attended all your groups. I mean, do you actively participate in group?
Yes.
And you're okay with that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Any questions from the board regarding his treatment?
No questions. None here.
No? Okay. So it looks like you're currently at the TLP and you're asking to move to 613 Hubbard.
Yes.
Can I ask why you are not going to reside with your wife?
My wife works for an insurance company from home. Her contract doesn't allow for it.
Can you elaborate a little bit? Like
she goes every year through a thing where they remind her that she can't have a felon in the house.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see. All right.
When she retires, we'll move back together if I don't cause her any harm.
Okay.
I don't intend to.
Okay. And I see that you have 2 adult children.
I do. They'd be here today if they weren't working.
Okay.
Their mom will speak for them.
Okay, but they're actively involved with you right now?
You know, I'm amazed that they are. I don't know, I would be, but they are.
Okay.
They're both, you know, they're going to give me this chance and I'm not going to screw it up.
Okay. All right. Do you guys have any questions for him?
No questions.
Okay. Sorry, I always feel like I'm the one who talks all the time.
Well, that's why we don't have any questions. We ask them all.
And it says that you're retired, but you're looking for
I am.
work.
Yeah, through SEEK and through CECEP with Robbie Owens. Trying to find something that I can get into. I have that weird thing. I'm claiming Social Security now, so I have a small retirement plus Social Security, but I'm in that bubble where until I'm 66 3/4, they'll take half my pay away if I make a certain amount of money, so I gotta be careful on what I can make. I'm not an expert, but that's what I understand. I've been told that by people at the Dowshman Street Social Security and, you know, what I can find on paper, but I believe that to be true. So I'm just trying. I can't take a job that's going to pay me over a certain amount of money. So
Sure.
I'm trying to find something in between. Haven't been successful. I think it'll help knowing where I'm going to live because at that point I know where I can go because I don't have a car and I really don't want a car at this point. So
Is it because you can't drive or you just choose not to?
I just choose not to.
Okay.
I don't know. It goes back to that Catholic thing. Maybe it's penance or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Stay on foot and no bike.
Okay. So then what do your days consist of while you're at home? Well, I mean, I know you're at the halfway house, but.
Right. I'm searching for a job. Actively so. So I get out my bike, I go searching. I also shop and do that sort of thing too. Where I've been advised I can't shop. So through William Stern, and he knows it where I am every time. Which is fine with me, by the way. And, so I read a lot. I'm trying to do a lot of this, activities that Pablo gives me. And, doing a lot of soul searching. And so trying to get a better understanding of everything that put me in this situation. I mean, I really do think that I have an understanding of kind of the why.
Okay, wait a minute. So he just a little bit ago said that he had no clue. He was in prison for 3 years, didn't have an idea what was going on. Got out 5 months, didn't have an idea what was going on. And what does he just say right here? Well, I think I kind of know. Wow.
Now it's just solidifying with me that I don't feel stressed right now, but what happens when I finally do? I mean, you would think I'm going to be on the street. I really don't feel the stress there. Maybe because I'm afraid of feeling stress or whatever. But when I do get, let's say I get another high-performing job, I want to know when I walk in there that I have enough of the tools that Pablo can give me and William can give me. Because William and I do he's got a whole list of things that we flick through and choose and then exercise on in terms of handling things that you can affect and things that you can't affect, understanding triggers and finding ways to find routes around triggers. So I'm taking this time to do that. I want a job. I have to have a job because I don't have enough to create what I want for my wife and kids. So I intend to get a job. But once I know where I'm going to live, it'll be a little more easy to really target an area. And, you know, now that I've been almost half year through the program, I feel more comfortable about if I got a high stress job that I'm not going to have those issues.
Oh, what kind of work did you do before you retired?
I was an airline operations supervisor.
Okay. I really don't have any other questions.
I've got one more.
Yes.
Do you have anybody lined up as a chaperone if you want to go and do things?
My wife is willing to do that, yeah. I think my oldest son would be willing to do that too.
Okay, thanks.
And are you on GPS?
Yeah.
If we approve this address, will you be removed from GPS? Are you a lifetime
Yes,
registered?
I am.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
And we do have somebody who wanted to speak.
Yep. So yes, I understand. Is it you that want to speak?
Yes.
Okay, if you want to come up, and just state your name and address for the record.
Okay.
Sure.
Sherry Gaston, at 2209 Travis Ridge Lane, apartment 13, DePere, Wisconsin, 55115.
Okay.
I'm here today to speak on behalf of my kids and me. If they weren't working, they would be here too. We fully support him. I see every day improvements in him. And I believe in second chance and him getting better.
While he was in prison, did you go and visit him?
I did not visit because of COVID.
Okay.
I'm having severe asthma. Moderate to severe asthma.
She wrote me every day.
I tried to write him every day
Okay.
through emails and letters.
Okay. And how did you feel, like when you first heard about these charges? Like, did you know that he was looking at pornography in the beginning?
I was not aware.
Okay.
We've been married at the end of April. It'll be 28 years this year.
So this came to a shock to you?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm here to support him through love, being for daily and communication.
Okay. Okay. Does anyone have questions for her? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And then was there somebody else who had something that needed to speak?
There was a comment form that was submitted online for someone who wanted to speak, to give their opinion. For what it's worth, for the pull-down menu, what is your opinion on the item? They indicated that they were in favor of the item, but they're not online to provide any further comments. So,
Okay. Okay. All right. So listening to you and to your wife, I would not have a problem approving you to reside at this
Are you kidding me? Really?
address. We always kind of look at the treatment and how are you responding to the treatment, and I feel that you're pretty sincere in what you're learning, and having those tools to apply to life. So that's just how I feel, but there are other board members, and eventually we would just need somebody to make a motion, to make that call. So does anyone have anything they want to?
Well, I've known Dan for a while now, and he's a good guy.
There we go. There's the bias right there. I've known him for a while, and he's a good guy. Really?
He's done what he has to do to try to get his life back together. He's been doing that since I met him a while back. And he will find work, I believe that. I also feel like we should approve this request.
I agree. You can see he's really working hard to get his act together and straighten out his life.
Great. Move to approve, address specific.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So you are
Nay.
approved to reside at 613
Nay.
Hubbard. Know that if you do decide to move from that address, you will need to come back before us. And would you like that letter sent to the Hubbard or to the TLP?
Hubbard.
Okay. Thank you.
Gary
That's just the
Sisti, terrific guy. And just want you to know that he's a tough guy, too. He's 81 and all tough nails. I think he was a veteran of some Korea thing. But anyway, I think he's going to be a help to us, too. My wife and I have gotten to know him pretty well. And he supports me as well. So.
That's what you need, a good support system.
good luck, Dan.
All right. Thank you.
Is there anything I need to do further?
No.
I'm going to move in tomorrow. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Gary, can I call you about just some job ideas?
Call me anytime.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Okay, well, that was Daniel Joseph Gastelum. And he's now allowed to live within the city limits of Green Bay. You guys hear what I heard? I mean, that was just insane. Wrong in every way possible. I mean, he didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know why he was doing it. He just barely started his treatment. It's just unreal. And the board just seemed oblivious to everything that, to me, like I was saying, were big, huge red flags. Anyways, let's take a peek down here. And, yep, there he is. 613 Hubbard Street, Apartment 5, Green Bay. Terrible. Very terrible decision. Alright, let's check out where he's living. Here's our map. And then we'll do a full screen here. And we'll jump on the satellite. My favorite. Okay. Not too conspicuous. We'll zoom in a little bit here. And first thing I notice is this little green area right here. Oh my goodness. Fort Howard Elementary School. Or Fort Howard, by the way. Sorry about that. 1 block away. So he's got little kids running around. There's a playground out back here. Not even a block, because he's right, well, yeah, about a block. He's right here. Boom. Insane. Now, here's another thing. Let's look down this way. Alright, just a couple blocks. See this parking lot? Green Bay West High School. And of course, you know, kids, a lot of high school kids just walk home. So every day, within just a few blocks, there he is. We're within a high school and 1 block away from an elementary school right here. Insane. I mean, don't they even check the geographical location where these guys are going to be at? This is nuts. We'll zoom out a little bit. Frank B. Seymour Park. Looks huge. It spans 5 blocks. How far away is that from him? 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks down. Craziness. I don't understand this. I never will. But he's out there roaming around somewhere. See you guys on the next one.
Yeah, my mother told me there'd be days like this.
Hi, Mr. Fritz.
Hey, Kelly. Nice to see you again. Thanks for coming over.
Nice to see you too. Always happy to help out with Aiden.
1 in 5 children is sexually abused before they turn 18.
Aiden, come say hi to Kelly.
Do you know the signs?
What are you doing?
Learn more about the risks of child sexual abuse at sapria.org.